At first, I described him as that. It actually came from a conversation that I had with Sam. But he's just, I mean, he's just a badass. I mean, he's so intimidating, but at the same time, you know, with a smile on his face, which to me is more terrifying, because when you get somebody who looks intimidating, but he's smiling like he doesn't have a care in the world, like, to me, that's scary. Wow. Well, first of all, visually it was amazing. Logistically, it was kind of interesting as well, because on screen it appears that the streets are empty, when in fact there was people everywhere just hanging out of windows or all kinds of. But they literally closed down the streets of Rome for us. So, I mean, that in itself kind of tells you, you know, what the love for James Bond around the world is. For one, it's unique. You're never going to see one anywhere except for a James Bond film. You're never going to see anyone drive it except Mr. Hinks, which is pretty awesome. But it's unique, it's beautiful, it's fast, it's powerful, but it's still very elegant and sophisticated. I mean, it's one of a kind, and you'll never see one anywhere else but James Bond. The fact that these two cars were at a chase scene, you know, on the bare streets of Rome is just something. It's just amazing. I mean, it's amazing. You never see it anywhere. And this, when it was actually done, I mean, we really did this. It's not CGI. It's not special effect and green screen. I mean, we actually did this. So I mean, that in itself, it's amazing. It's an amazing feat. I think the best way I can describe it is I like to tell people that Sam really tapped into something special with Skyfall. I think he just touched on a nostalgic feel of James Bond, but did it in a very new, exciting way. And I think they can expect Skyfall times 1,000. That's the best way I can describe it, because he just tapped into something and he just took it and he turned it up with Spectre.
If I just watched the trailer in there and I genuinely I was like, yeah, I got super excited. So yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely when things, I wasn't even thinking about it, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I'm actually genuinely really excited about this. I don't know, they're quintessentially British, and they're great machines, and they look amazing. They're powerful and they look great, which I think is, you know, two fairly kind of prominent characteristics of Bond, really.
So we got involved with the Bond film because at Special Operations, our role, if you like, is to push the boundaries on all of our cars, whether it's capability or performance, or in this case, abusability. So the clue's in the word special, I guess. We produce special cars. They needed some very, very special cars for this film. I guess I'll start with the Defender. The Defender's the iconic Defender, of course, been in production for 67 years. They wanted a car that could perform in exceptional snow conditions. So you can see the Defender is you know, attired with unbelievable wheels. It's raised. It's got added suspension and. So the Defender is an obvious car for the film. We've got the Range Rover Sport SVR. Range Rover Sport SVR is the most powerful, fastest Land Rover ever built. So I guess that was a fairly obvious choice for the film. And then finally C-X75. C-X75 is a Jaguar concept car. It's a supercar. What better car to have than that in a James Bond movie?
I made my new record in Los Angeles. I wanted to make a record that felt good whilst driving in the sun, to try and bring a bit of light into the rainy days of England, maybe. But and I spent so much time there. And before I went out, I met Charlie Wilson on Jules Holland Hootenanny, and the guy is so inspiring. He's been through some horrible moments in his life and some incredible moments. And he's, you know, to say he's had the worst moments I've spoke to a man about, he's so inspiring, he's so positive and an absolute joy, and it was an absolute pleasure to do this track with him, and his musical history has always been inspiring to me, so it's a pleasure, and I wish it was longer so I could keep boasting about him, because I love him.
Oh, it's got to be the CX75. I mean, God, I hope it gets built, this car. I really, really do. And I will be the first in the line for my name for one, because I think it is the most stunning car out there if it was built. And I was there at the launch in Paris. I've spoken to Ian Callum about it a million times, begging and pleading for them to build it. So you never know if obviously you're going to see it more in the film, and I think it looks spectacular. No one's actually seen any of it yet, but I think then people will really, really want one after that. The CX75. I mean, it was originally sort of launched. It wasn't launched. It was was launching kind of Paris, but it was never going to be made. And I think there was an idea of it going to be made with gas turbine engines. I think then Williams were working on this on the car for a while with them. I think they might make it actually, and I really do. I think it is one of the most stunning design. You know, Ian Callum is a genius when it comes to it. But I actually want every car here. I mean, the Range Rover's, the SVR looks absolutely incredible, and the Defender. You know, you can't believe that a car is. I don't know what the Defender is, 60 years old now, and it's still well, probably more popular now than it is than it was many years ago.
It's really difficult to say what you can expect from this Moneypenny without giving the plot away. So I think you're just going to have to watch it and see. But the great thing that you will see is the development of the relationship between Bond and Moneypenny, and you see that actually Moneypenny is one of the few people that Bond actually trusts. And so she's the one person that he comes to and gives her pieces of information that he doesn't give to anybody else in the plot. I think because they're powerful and as well as being incredibly safe as well. There's a kind of ruggedness about the car which really fits with Bond, that you can imagine someone taking an adventure like the way that I did in the Defender and Skyfall in the opening sequence. You know, I was out in all terrains in the Defender, and you felt as though it was the perfect car for that, you know, that ruggedness. It was actually, you know, Pierce Brosnan who had the invisible car, and I would love that button. I think to me it would be Grace Jones, because I love how powerful she is, graceful she is, elegant, fierce. There's just this kind of fire behind her. You know, she was a really true, powerful Bond woman, and I think that was incredibly iconic.
Ja. 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 Ja, ja. Wiese. Sehr gerne. Danke.
Well, you know, we had a relationship with Bond in the a couple of films ago with the special XK that we did, and it was the baddie's car. It had guns and everything in it, so it was quite an adventure. And of course, now with this car here, the C-X75, again, the baddie's driving the Jaguar, but that's fine by us. But we like the baddie thing, and we've designed this car actually a number of years ago. And it was a car we were going to put in production. We decided not to for various reasons, but the Bond people discovered it and decided it was good for the movie. So it's in the movie, and it's a very expressive car in the movie. Well, this car actually is it's a mid-engine car. It's a V8. It's got a Jaguar supercharged V8 in the back. It's about 550 horsepower. It's quite quick. It's very lightweight. And so, but the actual balance, the weight balance of it is absolutely perfect. So it goes around corners extremely well, and it's just a great car to drive. But apart from that, it's great to look at. I do have a favourite Bond car, and it has to be the Aston Martin DB5. You know, it's the one we all fell in love with, and Goldfinger. It's a beautiful car, and in fact appeared in the last in Skyfall as well. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long, but it was still a beautiful car, and it's definitely one of my favourites.